Good morning, my people, my people, my people. My name is Tree Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora much is my people. It has been another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American, my people? It has been another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. My people, let us get into the meat of this morning's issue. We have two topics to discuss today. Right? Now, I have been saying all along that Ralph Gonsalves, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, have only won one general election, and that is the general election of 2001, when he literally strong-armed his way into the House of Parliament. But now that I have considered the facts, Ralph Gonsalves has never won a general election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because although the 2001 general election was conducted under the administration of the New Democratic Party and James Mitchell, Ralph Gonsalves won that election, but he didn't really win that election. Let me explain to you from the scratch. Remember, during slavery, when every other nation in the world was conquered by the Caucasians, either the French, the Spanish, the English, the Portuguese, or whatever you have, St. Vincent and the Grenadines were not conquered because our indigenous forefathers fought tooth and nail to keep the French, the Spanish, the English, and the Portuguese off of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines experienced only 40 years of slavery. And I will tell you this, the Kalinago, nor the Garifuna, the Caribs were never slaves. They were conquered, but they were never slaves. Our people were never slaves. The slaves on St. Vincent and the Grenadines were slaves that they brought after, and those slaves only experienced 40 plus years of slavery on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Remember, the Caucasians has now put in place the white agenda, which is to re-enslave the children of slaves, and by extension, the entire world by 2025. That means there are going to be some drastic changes in this world in 2025. So now, the Caucasians always knew that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to be a headache. They knew that Haiti is going to be a headache with their agenda. So that is why they have Haiti under so much pressure. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a more technical situation. So what they did, they invited James Mitchell in the early 1960s. What did I say? The early 1960s to England under the guise of they are going to offer him a job. But their objective was to train James Mitchell how to return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, get into politics, and destroy all of the progress that was made on behalf of Vincentians by Ebenezer Theodore Joshua and Robert Milton Cato. So when James Mitchell returned to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 1966, immediately he got into politics. Why? Because he was already trained and he was given an objective by the British government. And that is why in 1984, when he became Prime Minister, his sole objective was to destroy all of the economies all of those things that strengthen our economy, all of the industries. My people, he went in there like a madman. Sugarcane industry, the sugar industry, the agriculture industry, the diamond dairy, the industrial estate, even the agri-lab, which taught Vincentians how to convert the bountiful harvest that they get into many things and preserve them and offer them to sale at the supermarket and overseas. Remember, before James Mitchell became Prime Minister, we had a ton load of pepper sauce, seasoning, guava jellies, jams and other things on the supermarket shelf in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is because people were taught how to preserve these fruits and how to make delicacies with the fruits that we grow so well and how to market those things. He closed that down in the 60s, the mid-60s, the mid to late 60s, because the British government saw James Mitchell was not successful. They found Ralph Gonsalves, and they invited Ralph Gonsalves to England to be taught as James Mitchell was taught. Ralph Gonsalves was given a doctorate, not a real doctorate, a doctorate, to make him legitimate so he could be taken serious. He was given a job at the University of the West Indies. Kenneth John, who was a slave of Ralph Gonsalves, who went to England with Ralph Gonsalves, were gifted the same qualification of Ralph Gonsalves, that is to give him more credibility. So when Ralph Gonsalves had the Road Black Revolution in the year 2000, 2021, so 2000, 2001, and when they came to an agreement, you notice what happened? Ralph Gonsalves and James Mitchell went to the Grand Beach Resort in Grenada, and the two Caucasians who was taught by England how to destroy the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and put Vincentian under great pressure went and they had a big meeting. Although James Mitchell have already handed over the party to Ulrich Arnhem Eustace, Arnhem Eustace was not privileged to the ins and outs of the discussion in the Grand Beach Accord. Why? Because Arnhem Eustace, being a man who loved his country and his people, would never have agreed to what they were going to discuss. So what they do, they discuss the transition of government from the NDP to the ULP. They discuss what needed to be done to ensure that St. Vincent economy can come to a place where our country is destabilized and the African, the black people and the Kalinaga people and the Garifuna people suffer. James Mitchell taught Ralph Gonsalves how to steal general election. The general election of the year 2000 and the year 2021 was conducted under James Mitchell administration. James Mitchell ensured that Ralph Gonsalves won that election because if he allowed Arnhem Eustace to win that election, he would have just undo everything he have just done. Because Arnhem Eustace, a man who loved his country and his people, would have done everything in his power to get St. Vincent and the Grenadines back in good economic standing. And Arnhem Eustace knew the only way to do that is to create industries. So that is why he had to ensure that the white agenda is maintained by rigging the election to ensure that Arnhem Eustace don't win. And Ralph Gonsalves, we all think, was James Mitchell's nemesis. We think they were nemesis, but they were all brothers in the white agenda for the black community. So the truth and the fact, Ralph Gonsalves have never won a general election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And after he was given a forced election by James Mitchell, he couldn't take a chance. From that day, every election that he contests was rigged in his favor. I will go into the second issue on Monday. I don't want to lose the message in this one. My name is Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machine. Talk to you on Monday.